Hey everybody, how's it going? Superfiend here, and welcome back to Skarsnik campaign. Crooked Moon on Legendary. Okay, let's see what's going on. This was the Wa armies finished off that little rebellion that was over here. We attacked them with, is this Skarsnik and Azhag? Yes, and then the Wa's finished them off. There is this guy up here. We set an ambush, and he was discovered. The border princes, they ran away. And let's see, Crooked Moon Wa mobilizing against somebody. We got some raiding in the Southern Grey Mountains. That's over here. We don't care. Raiding at Black Crag. And we're going to get a rebellion over here. So we do want to come over and take care of that. I guess we can maybe use this guy. And let's see, we're going to get our rebellion over here. So we need to bring someone down this way. And that's it. It's looking a lot better. Every turn. We're not having as many problems as we used to. Okay. Now let's see. Wurzag, we were going to bring up here to take care of this. And so what we're going to do is we're going to underground move Wurzag right up to here. There we go. Now if we attack with this guy, we're going to be able to capture them or reinforce with Wurzag. And you know, we'll just go ahead. We'll fight this battle right now. Seems like a good way to start the episode, get into some action. And Wurzag is going to be able to tear through these guys. No problem. And he's coming on, let's see, over here. He's coming on in their flank, so we're going to deploy our garrison over here. And we'll put our Goblin General kind of in the back, and we'll set these guys, oh, right there like that. Let's gamble, see if we can get some more Winds of Magic. Okay, good. We got a total of 20. And we'll just move these guys over this way. Put these guys behind them. Alright, here we go. There's big Wurzag himself. Let's send him over. He can take care of some of those Goblin Wolf Cavalry. And we're going to put this unit of trolls with the Flaming Standard in the middle. If they'll go that way. No, they want to move on to the end. And let's see. Let's get our Boar Boys. Boar Boys, which have been costing us tons of money the whole game. And, you know, let's just stop the war machines where they are and they can start firing. Let's get these guys behind our trolls. Really? You guys are going to rush into them like that, huh? That's fine. And let's see. We'll go ahead and Brain Burst on those guys. Our missile units can fire on them, and then we'll charge in with the Boar Boys. And we'll go ahead and get them with the big sneeze. Oops, come on, trolls, get back here. Are the war machines not firing? Guess they don't want to. There we go, that's better. Alright, so these guys are toast. Let's see, let's bring these goblins up. And we'll just keep these guys here. Alright, can you guys just get back over here, please? And Wurzag, buff everybody. There we go, perfect. And now we need a nice big foot of Gork right here, where that's going on. And let's see, we'll run down those guys. Holy moly. Okay, here we go. Doing good. Crown of Discord. Speed and Vigor. Get a nice another big explosion over here. Yeah, look at that. Okay. And the Voodoo Doll for Sneak. And we'll take our group formation off and just send everybody to go kill Sneak. You can tell these to stop firing. And we'll just start running stuff down. Okay, so who's not running away? The battle should pretty much be over, right? Okay. And let's see, we lost 19 from Warzag's army. Not bad. And let's see, Warzag. Oh, he gets so much fightiness, up to 5 per turn. Let's go ahead, let's take the income. We're going to get a fight chaos again in the next turn or so. Unless the Von Karsteins come in and kill him for us. Don't know what they'll do. Let's see. This Wa, now, I guess we don't have to give them a target because we got Warzag over here. And I'd rather have Warzag fight these battles up here, I think. And we're not going to worry about Grimhold. You know, they can raid it and take it, and it doesn't really matter. Okay, we moved into an ambush stance with this fella. And his fightiness is going down by 1 per turn. So let's put him over here. I think Bergvar is going to get a rebellion. Yes, it is. So let's just move him over to Bergvar, and when the rebellion pops up, he can kill them, and then he can force march, and he can come over here and take care of the rebellion. It's going to happen in Ekron. Still have Grimgor up here with nothing to do, and we need to upgrade this. So if we can get another 600 income into our treasury this turn, which it looks like we're going to be able to right down here, then we'll be able to upgrade that little settlement and start building the walls over there. Okay, let's encircle. Let's get our other big boss in here. And, oh, but we have to, let's see. I feel like we need regiments in renown to fight this battle. You know, I think they'll win, even though we got the balance of power in our favor. These Longbeards, and then they got the crossbows. Those are just really hard units to kill. So let's see. What would we buy? Well, the Hammer of Gork's a good choice. So are the little Night Goblin archers. So maybe we'll buy those 2 regiments over now. Let's go over here first. We can disband this guy and get a little bit more money back per turn now. But I think we'll keep him. You know, he's not costing us a lot. Let's go ahead though and move him over to the capital. So we'll do that. Now over here, okay, we should be able to get a lot of money up here. Okay, whose army is more depleted? What's their garrison look like? They got a lot of mortars. They don't have any knights. Yeah, okay. They don't have any knights. We've been waiting for something like that. And how far can he move? They can both move far enough. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to, well, who gets the bigger bonus from sacking is really what matters. Income from looting. Sacking 3%, okay, and Skarsnik, how do you look?
Warlord of 8 Peaks.
Looting, post-loot battle 7%. Income from raiding. Income from sacking 38%. So Skarsnik's going to be the attacking army. We'll get more money that way. Oh, they got a lot of missile units, which is just what Azhag prefers. Okay, let's move him down here in the reinforcement range. And, you know, we don't need to wait for the Waz to do this. Let's go ahead, let's attack. We're going to tear these guys apart. All right, Azhag comes on right behind where we are now. And if we get our nasty skulkers and night goblins up the walls here, they got a straight shot right into the capture point. So I think we're going to deploy them over here. Actually, you know, we'll deploy them a little bit deep like that. Now, Skarsnik, where's the gate? So we want Skarsnik and the spider. Look at all these wonderful squigs. You know, I think we're gonna bring the I think we're gonna deploy the squig herds over here. And we'll let the squig herds go and chew down that door. And what'll happen is the who is this? The border princes. They'll deploy some units over here to fire at the squig herds. Or maybe we'll just run the squig herds over this way. I'm not sure which yet, but that'll cause them to split up their force. We'll move our missile goblin units here. And actually, we'll deploy Skarsnik and the spider behind them. And we'll just create a gap. Because the spider's fast, it'll run through there. But I want the missile units in front to take the missile fire. Okay, and let's just move these guys up a little bit like that. Put the spider up. Okay, like that. And then we got these 3 goblin units, which we'll put right back here like this. And that's it, easy peasy. Select the squigs, and we'll just move everybody up there. And, well, the spider's going to take the first fire. Okay, Azhag, we need to get you over here, buddy. We are going to send Azhag after those mortars, because those mortars are going to be a problem. And let's see, these guys can just stand and fire, oh, about right here. And Skarsnik and the spider will go through the front door. We're going to leave this unit of orcs out of things, if we can. Just go sit in the back there. But these orcs can come up. Okay, let's get in there and chew on the door. Yeah, they took a little bit of fire. Okay, we're going to get up the walls with these guys. And there goes Azhag. Let's go kill the mortars. And let's see, the trolls. We want the trolls on the gate. You know, let's bring the chariots over here. Alright, so what's Azhag got going on back here? He's getting shot up pretty big, pretty bad. Okay, let's get down here. And I think we're going to have to use his potion of toughness. Oh boy, they got a lot more stuff back here than I figured they would. Yeah, we through the gate yet? Not yet. Okay, but Azhag's health is filling up. And these guys are... Alright, let's get in here with the squigs. And the name of the game with Azhag is just keep everybody busy until the squigs come in here. No, I clicked on the chariots game. Good grief. Skarsnik and the big spider. Let's see, let's go in here and kill this guy. And we get all of our orc boys. Okay, here we go. There we go. Azhag's holding everything really good. And these guys, let's see, let's go kill them. How we doing over here? Skarsnik. Let's see. Okay, squigs are coming in. The chariots just crashed into everything. Okay, this is good. Okay, we need to crash into the halberds with the chariots. This unit of squigs will take care of those guys, and then these squigs will take care of these guys. Azhag's still doing good, but he's losing. Yeah, we need to get Azhag out. Let's see. And all the chariots. Kill the spearmen. Kill the handgunners. Kill the halberders. Let's see, let's go kill these guys. Alright. So everything back there is going to crumble. Killing these guys here. Okay. We're doing fine. And I guess the trolls just stopped halfway. They didn't need to go in all the way, I guess. Is that how that worked? Oh boy. Silliness. Okay, let's get these guys. Okay, so everything back here is starting to crumble. Let's see, let's get a couple units here and just bring them down. These guys can kill the spears up there. You can go fire on those guys. Alright, there we go. So that was pretty messy. Skarsnik lost a lot of units. Maybe not enough to lose his Wa, but his units are going to be pretty depleted. It's okay, though. And let's see. Azhag lost. He kept all of his units. Let's see. So we lost a unit of goblins. No big deal. Look at that. 34,000. Oh boy. We've been waiting for a nice payday like that for a long time. Alright, let's go ahead and move these guys back into our territory where they can replenish. Azhag's got skill points, and we're going to do thick-skinned, and... Okay, so he's got like 7 more levels. 7 or 8 more levels, I'm not sure. And he's pretty good down here along this melee line. I'm almost tempted. Gosh, I don't know if I want him to be a good spellcaster. If I want to boof the if I want to buff the orc boys. Let's see. Maybe just like a few of these. It's a tough choice. I think I'd rather have him be a caster, especially if he's running around with a lord that's not Warzag. But in order for him to be a caster, we got to complete his Crown of Sorcery. Hey guys, I had a small boo-boo with my audio while recording, and so what you're hearing now is being added in post-production. So I was talking about Azhag and the Crown of Sorcery, and I'd like to put some points into his caster line, but we can't do that until we complete his Crown of Sorcery quest. And so what I planned to do with him was move him back over towards Xerxil and change his army composition and get rid of those chariots so that we can actually do his quest battles. Later on in the episode, though, his recruitment options aren't that great, and we don't have a lot of money to spend. So, anyways, aside from Azhag right now, the Border Princes had retreated from that Night Goblin army that we had moved over by Karak Eight. So we just kind of put a little bit more pressure on them and kept the Border Princes moving. And over here we see that the dwarves are still strong at Zufbar. I think earlier in the campaign, the vampire counselor von Karstein's had a lot of armies over there, and now those same undead armies are replenishing back in their city. So I think the dwarves fought them and got them out of there. Now we've got the Chaos Invasion over there, and Grimgor's sitting here. We got a lot of money from sacking, I think it was Miragliano. And so now I'm going to go through and I'm just going to start building a lot of money buildings and public order buildings and upgrading the settlement and provincial capitals so that we can get more higher tiered obedience buildings and the walls and stuff as well. We want to make sure that we don't lose our public order in, you know, our domain anymore, because it costs us too much in opportunity costs when we have to travel way down south to handle rebellion when all of our bigger threats are up north in the campaign map. So here we just got Eight Peak, which is going to complete the Desolation of Nagash, and I go ahead and I choose the loot and occupy here for an extra 10,000 to use to improve our settlements. But of course that means we're going to get a rebellion at Karak Eight in the next turn, and immediately just start upgrading the buildings here. And again, the focus is really money and public order, and every now and then when I think I want a settlement to grow a little bit faster, we get the tents for the growth bonus. And I am still using mostly the growth plus public order provincial edict, because that is going to help us the most right now while we're trying to get everything upgraded and while we're still having public order issues. Later in the campaign, if we're doing really good, we'll go around and switch things to the tax edict. It gets us 5% more from extorted income, which really isn't all that much. For every 1,000 that your settlement brings in, another 5% adds up to 50. You know, so like 5,000 or 6,000 is about as much as you're going to get from your best provinces. And so 5 or 6 times 50 is about 250 to 300. And you know, you're only going to have a handful of such settlements in your campaign, so it really adds up to maybe about like 1,500 more, which does help. I mean, you can afford an army, or you can use that to offset the increased upkeep cost from having more armies, which is one of the things that happens as you recruit more armies in Total War Warhammer. Each army gets progressively more expensive, or all the armies increase at some linear rate, I think. So anyways, just going through the Southern Badlands here and making sure that we are going to not have to come down here very, very much more often in the campaign to deal with rebellions. And we want to get our income up. You see our income now is about 1,000 per turn, which is not very much. So we're still kind of getting the majority of our income from sacking settlements and winning battles, which the greenskins excel at. All the greenskin factions, they get lots of post-battle loot. It's really nice. And over here, what is this? This is Blightwater. I want to upgrade that goblin tent building, but we can't do it until we upgrade the provincial building at Death Gorge. So instead, I think I choose to go in here and just get the tents so that the settlement can grow a little bit faster. Yeah. Okay, and then just going through here now, and in some of these settlements that we've only recently, or provinces that we've only recently completed, just getting the growth buildings. Want to get those growth bonuses piling up. And Blood River Valley is not very well upgraded, but do a little upgrade there at Barrack Far. The 3 minor settlements are kind of risky to upgrade in, because we've got enemy armies nearby that might just move in and take those away from us. So I don't want to spend any money upgrading those. And we're not spending Azhag's skill point. And then this guy, this Goblin Big Boss, he had a skill point, so I put it in his Inspector ability, which raises provincial income by, I think, 5% or 10 or 15%, which that does add up. 15% is quite a bit. And let's see here. The Empire actually doesn't last much longer in the campaign, if I remember correctly. And the dwarves are still doing good, though. So Thorgrim's moving out. He's got a full stack. The vampire counts are not the vampire. I think it was the Von Karsteins are kind of replenishing. And we got a bunch of chaos forces moving in, and the Von Karsteins helped us out here and attacked that smaller warrior chaos army. And now the border princes are coming around and are going over to Migdal Vongal Barak. And I think my commentary in the episode was how that settlement throughout the campaign has seen a lot of action. And that was the settlement that we took probably around turn 20 or 30, maybe 40 that really turned the campaign around for us by taking that settlement. We were almost going to lose the campaign until we captured that. And so here we go. The Empire is destroyed. So we didn't really get to have any great big battles between Skarsnik's army and the Empire. And the Skull Takers there, they look like they're about to get wiped out by, I think that's the Scaling Norscan faction. And we got the Wood Elves there, and the Wood Elves are at war with Chaos, and we will eventually have to go to war with the Wood Elves, but I don't want to do it right now. I want to get our provinces under control. I'd like to fight the Wood Elves after killing Chaos. Trying to fight the Wood Elves and Chaos together with these horrible goblin armies is going to be too hard. And then over here, I'm just checking out how Astalia is doing. I'm kind of weighing the pros and cons of moving over there with an army and sacking that city, but it's probably not worth it to spend 3 or 4 turns getting over there. But then again, I don't know. If you get 20,000 out of it, then, you know, a couple turns to get 20,000 in your treasury, that's a pretty big boost. And of course, a couple turns back, you know, so it's like probably 4 or 5 turns to get over there and do that. Now, over here, we move Azhag over in the Zerexil, thinking that we can take advantage of the global recruitment options to get rid of his chariots and improve his army. And then with Skarsnik, we move him over to Zvorak, but we keep him inside our province so that, or yeah, our province, our borders, so that he can keep replenishing, because his armies are, his squig units and his goblin units, they're pretty badly hurt there. So we got a rebellion in Ekron. Now over here, we're also going to get a rebellion at Barak Far. And I couldn't remember when I was making this move if the rebellion spawns and then the Wa moves, or if the Wa moves and then the rebellion spawns at the end of the turn. But I decided to move the Goblin Big Boss that far, and then if the Wa moves and the rebellion spawns, then on the turn after, the Wa will go back and kill the rebellion. If the Wa spawns and then the Wa moves, then the Wa will kill the rebellion on the turn it spawns. So that was my thought process there while moving those units. And then with Wurzag, trying to decide what we can do with Wurzag. And at the end of a bit of a process, I decide, okay, we're going to underground and move him over here, and maybe we'll catch that Chaos army. And the Wood Elves are still at war with him too, so the Wood Elves are going to chase him as well. So if the Wood Elves don't catch him, maybe we'll catch him. But the Wood Elves, I think, tend to have pretty far movement range. They have a pretty good chance of getting over there. And I also think, okay, maybe if we don't use Wurzag to kill that Chaos army, maybe we'll move him over and take Karak Norn and kind of get the Southern Grey Mountains back. And then we move this guy over here into Migdal Vangal Barak to kind of push the Border Princes away. And over here, I'm still thinking, you know, where are the dwarves? We're at war with the dwarves, but they're not coming down out of the north to attack us in the Silver Road. And then with this guy, we decide to move him up towards that rebellion so that we can kill them off in the next turn or so. We have the we barely have the money to do it. We're making 2,000 per turn, and we got 1,300 in our treasury. And I think I decide not to spend any more money upgrading our buildings. I kind of want to get our treasury back up just a little bit before we spend money. Okay. So the rebellion spawn, and then the Wa moves. So the Wa goes over and kills it for us. And in this is our garrison, so we just go ahead and auto-resolve that. And we take the money. It's not much, but it helps. So we got 200 for winning the battle, and then 300 from taking the treasury reward. So 500 more in our treasury from doing that. Now, this is interesting. Thorgrim goes over, and he attacks, and then it's just Thorgrim. So Thorgrim got thoroughly walloped over there by the vampire counts. I think it's the vampire counts. Or is that the... Yeah, that's the vampire count banner. And then you got the scaling there are moving towards the Skull Takers, and the Chaos Champion, he decides to go and perform an action against the Wood Elves. He ignores us, and then we got Kolek coming out of the north where the Empire used to be. And then this is bad news. Look at this. Oh boy. You know, we are not going to be able to kill those armies in a big battle with a bunch of goblins. It's just not going to happen. So we really need to spend some money and get a military province up where we can get some monsters, some giants, a few trolls, and some just Arachnaroks, better units. And then mostly night goblins for the poison. The regular goblins with the spears are just not that good. Okay, so the scaling now is moving up towards Wurtbad along with their Chaos allies. And the Black Crag is under siege by the Chaos Rebels. And we go ahead. This guy's fightiness in his army is really bad. So I decide to just disband him. We're not going to keep him around. And that gets us just a little bit more per turn. In our income per turn. Not much. It was like less than 200. And then I want to go sack Zvorak with Skarsnik, but I'm not sure if they have an army there. So we move halfway, and then that way our walk can keep pace with us, and if they had an army or if we can't make it, then we just go in their raiding stance. And so that's what we did, and we're getting 650 income per turn from that with Skarsnik. And then now we're looking at, boy, what does Chaos have? They got 4 stacks there, I think. Maybe just 3. No, the 4th stack is Archeon. He's a little bit ahead of the crowd. And then we got Kolek over here. And we're not sure what Kolek's going to do. And I'm thinking maybe we can take Wurzag and kill Kolek and just get him out of the game. But the problem is if we kill Kolek, he'll come back in 2 turns, and he'll be leading one of those full stacks. So that will make Kolek actually harder to deal with if that happens. And I think here I decide it's worthwhile to upgrade in the Black Mountains. Or maybe I don't, because I think that's where we're going to feel Chaos first. I think Chaos is going to come in and attack us at the Black Mountains. And I don't want to spend a bunch of money upgrading that if we're just going to lose it to these very strong Chaos armies. I think I'd rather spend our income, our treasury, on territories further back in the Badlands and the surrounding areas. So then I think, okay, we're going to take Wurzag. And we're going to move up here, and they've already got a dwarf army in there. And just trying to decide, you know, what would we add the Wurzag's army to go take Karak Norn? And again, we decide we're not spending Azhag's skill point because I want to wait till he gets the Crown of Sorcery, and I want to get some spells with him. But we don't have a lot of income, and if you look at the global recruitment options, it's like 2,000 to get trolls, and everything's over. We just got trolls and goblins, and the trolls are really expensive. Plus, it takes 4 turns, and I don't want to have Azhag sitting idle for 4 turns while he's recruiting trolls. So I think at the end of it, I decide I'm not going to spend any more money upgrading provinces. And I'm thinking here we could take one of those goblin big bosses that helps public order and just bounce him around, move him over the borderlines between the 3 provinces there. And, you know, every 3rd turn, it could be boosting the public order in a different province. Because we still don't have positive public order in them very well. Well, Blightwater we have +1. And I think the big problem right now hurting our public order is the Chaos corruption. And then we set this up for the next episode, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Tune in for the next one, and have yourself a great afternoon.